Hi, and welcome to the second in our series of Agile video shorts. My name is Jerry Stubbs and I head up our Agile practice here in the UK. So you're a consultant, you're working on a client site, and that client claims to be Agile. But how do you know they really are? You're seeing activities like TDD and BDD and continuous integration and a vast variety of other activities, but does this actually make them Agile? To answer that question, we have to go right back to basics and look at the Agile Manifesto. We are uncovering better ways of developing software by doing it and helping others do it. And through this work, we have come to value these. But the Agile Manifesto is supported by a number of principles, 12 of them. And each of these are designed to underpin that manifesto. So we judge how well a client is supporting Agile by how well they're supporting the principles and ultimately how well they're supporting the manifesto. Let's consider this in a different way. Simon Sinek created his golden circle, as you can see here. There's a YouTube link here that I commend to you. In his example, a less successful computer manufacturers consider the what first. What? We make great computers. They're beautifully designed, want to buy one. Contrast that with Apple, who are inside-out thinkers. They challenge everything. They do this through beautiful designs and excellent user interfaces. You want to buy one? And most people do. The reason I mention this is because I think it maps very well to Agile and our understanding of how Agile an organisation is. The why is our central manifesto. We are uncovering better ways of developing software. The how are the 12 principles I mentioned earlier. And lastly, the why is the Agile methods that we've seen earlier. The TDD, the BDD, the continuous integration and so on. These are just artifacts of Agile. They're not Agile of themselves. So these artifacts of agility tell us no more about how well an organisation is implementing Agile than a bunch of tools might tell us how good or effective a car mechanic is at his job. But what we can do is map those Agile artifacts, the tools as it were, to the Agile principles and then to the Agile Manifesto. So we can take, for example, show and tells. Do show and tells completely support the Agile principles? Well, no. Some they support very well, others they don't support at all. And so of itself it's a necessary but not sufficient condition. It needs to be supplemented by other activities in order to completely support Agile. Likewise, retrospective support some Agile principles, but not all of them. And so too, this is a necessary but not sufficient condition. So the question we're asking is, how well do all of the artifacts that we see on client site support these Agile principles? Some do, some don't, some support a lot, some don't support very many. The point is, they're just means to an end. If my screwdriver doesn't fit, I'll choose a different one. If TDD doesn't fit, then we can invent something else. In fact, you can invent a new Agile practice that we can argue better supports some of the principles than existing practices. They're fluid, they're dynamic. The upshot is that we can't judge a client simply by the Agile practices they're currently using or implementing. We need to go deeper than that. We need to understand how well these principles and ultimately the manifesto is being supported.